Zombie versus shark. A shark actually eats a zombie. Come on!
Suddenly, Daryl showed up and used his crossbow to annihilate a bunch of walkers that were circling the campfire that Rick was too busy whining to notice. I'm a whore and a bad mother.
Damn it, Lori, it's not your turn.
A large booming sound suddenly occurred. It was the sound of everyone's vagina exploding out of excitement.
Welcome to the show. I am that Chris Gore. This is PodCRASH. This is the show where you get to hear me as a guest each week on a different podcast. This episode, Saturday Night of the Living Dead, is our live show that was at I.O. West in February. I'm running it now because, well, the season finale of Walking Dead is over. We can finally all openly talk about Walking Dead. I'm assuming by now that it's been weeks since you saw the season finale, so, you know, there will be spoilers on this podcast. I'll tell you all about the live show later when we get to it. This is the intro part of the show where recently I've been having a lot of guests. Friends, people from the industry, interesting other podcasters from the realm and world of listening to things with your ears. I'm sitting next to my very good friend, Jess DP, and she is, well, she works on PodCRASH. She's done like a lot of the like viral videos like that. If you've gone to youtube.com/PodCRASH.tv, you see this video called PodCRASH is Delicious. She edited that video and did the graphics and all that stuff. She does a lot of graphics. She works on the show, but also she's a cosplayer, goes to things like WonderCon and Comic-Con. She is, I don't know, just a good friend. And she's also going to be on... Well, you should just say hi. I should stop
Hi. Yes, I'm going to be on the next live show on Saturday, April 20th for Star Trek on Women.
No, it's Women Women on Trek.
Women on Trek.
Which is, that's the name of the show. But it's basically going to be like a bunch of, basically like what is the appeal for women, what is the appeal of Star Trek to women? That's what I want to find out. Like, why is it there's so many female fans of Star Trek? I mean, I think there are more female fans of genre stuff in general, but I want to get that question answered.
Okay.
And I'll
be there.
You'll be on the show with other, Aaron Maxwell is going to be there, your friend and mine, Tabitha Bohannon. Mm-hmm. Helen Z is going to be on the show, and Markia McCarty, who I perform with in Comic Book Live. That's this Saturday at I.O. West on 420 at 7:30 p.m. You can get information at facebook.com/podcrash. Okay, enough with the plugs. Okay, let's talk about Walking Dead.
Walking Dead.
And we should, I mean, just because I want people to know who you are, like, you're just a very good friend of mine that, like, people will, and also you're a big fan of comedy and podcasts. Yes. That's kind of like, you know.
Oh, I love podcasts. I listen to tons of podcasts.
So you're one of the people that I always go to, like, so how was this episode of my show? Was it a pretty good episode? Like, what did you think? Like, did I talk too much as I normally do?
I've given a lot of input on how this show's changed.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I mean, it's definitely made it better when I get your feedback. I mean, there's like a couple of people where it's like, I'm waiting to hear what did you think of this episode? And, you know, we've experimented a lot with the show, but one of the experiments is just having guests on, like yourself, to talk about a variety of things, like Walking Dead season finale. What did you think?
I was kind of disappointed.
Oh, so you were like how I felt, a little disappointed. Yeah, why is that?
Well, I mean, there was such a slow build-up in this season, and it gets to this part in the end, and everything is kind of like, you think, okay, so there's going to be this epic fucking ending that's going to take you, and you're going to just be like, oh my God. But it just kind of fell flat, honestly.
I agree. I think also that the death of Andrea, by this point, I not only didn't care about her, I was glad to see her go. Spoiler, Andrea dies.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like if she was going to die in this season, then maybe they should have done it before the season finale, you know? Right. Because, like, they kind of dragged out this whole storyline of her, like, going back and forth, like, whatever. Like, and eventually you just don't care. Well,
I think that the thing that sucks is her redemption is in a line of dialogue. It's not in any action. She didn't cause anything. She didn't try to her existing and her sort of aligning herself with the governor kind of early on and then breaking away, it didn't pay off to anything except for her death. And her whole line was, I just wanted no one to die. That was like the line. So saying that in dialogue to them I just think it's kind of lame. It's like she should have died in an act of self-sacrifice. She should have killed the governor and then gotten killed or something, or done something rather than like basically the governor going off, becoming this like, you know,
rogue killer. And so he's still out there. So, you know, he's going to come back. I don't know. I just thought that this season was an amazing start at the first half. And in the second half, it was downhill to a disappointing ending. No, and I totally agree. I think like if Andrea was going to, you know, have to die, which they kind of made that impossible. Like there was no way she was going to be alive past this season. But they kind of set her up to being this like revolutionary sort of person, that she was going to rise up and like help these people. And then that kind of fell short. And then she kind of just became about herself, you know, and she was trying to like reach her friends as like a really selfish sort of way, you know, like instead of caring about anybody else that was like, oh, what are they going through? Like it seemed like that's where it was going in the beginning, you know, like she was with the governor and then she found out like kind of some stuff and then she tried to like go against him. And then I don't know, her whole arc kind of fell apart toward the end for me.
I think the reason I disliked Andrea the most is because she thought with her pussy. She really just thought with her pussy.
So there's the double standard.
Yeah, exactly.
You don't like it when the women do that.
Well,
but when the men decide, they're like, oh, well, I'm going to go run around and fuck everything around here and I'm going to pillage and whatever. You're all for it.
I'm all
but
for
the women, when the women's like, the women run around and they're like, oh, you know, I'm gonna do this thing. And they don't think about it. Like, oh, what, they're supposed to be smarter? Like, what's your reason for that? Like, why is there a double standard there?
It's not like there's not other dick in the Walking Dead universe. I mean, come on, you know, Rick was newly single.
Oh, yes. A crazy man. It just seems perfect.
Yeah,
I'm sure the sex would be amazing.
And I think that whole thing was just so annoying. You know, him constantly seeing Lori in the background as this ghostly figure as kind of like keeping him on his moral path. And then the fact that he kind of couldn't see her at the end. Like, I just thought that was so lame. It's like, come on, you know, like what this guy's. I mean, the funny thing is you realize that like his son is actually has it more together than he does.
Oh, yeah. And you know what the thing I didn't like about that is, like, they made him so crazy and then immediately pulled it back.
Right.
So it's like, okay, I'm completely out of my mind. And I'm running around and I'm seeing visions and, like, whatever. But then there was no catalyst that caused that to stop. Right. And for him to become somewhat coherent again and, like, be able to take over as leader of the group.
Right.
So, like, I don't see where that shift was. I mean, you saw the shift as him becoming crazy. But then what happened that would cause him to not be crazy? Because they didn't show that. He just all of a sudden realizes it? Is it because Herschel said something to him? Like, there wasn't really a clear sort of moment that he kind of snapped out of it. And then, you know, just like randomly would see ghost Lori running around.
I don't know. I just feel like that they set up a great conflict and it was just poorly paid off.
I agree.
And all the stuff that was set up. And I also don't understand the whole mistrusting Michonne. Like, after a while, it's like, come on, she's killing zombies. She's on your side. Like, what is this? Why is this mistrust of her? It's I just thought that they played that like that was bullshit. And then Tyrese is completely different than the comic book. That really bugged me.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I think this whole idea of like this group has never been one to like 100% trust people, but you feel like they might. You know, like, as opposed to, like, the town with the governor and stuff. Like, it's kind of the flip-flop of that.
Right.
But, yeah, I mean, like, I don't understand. They already took her in. They're feeding her.
Right.
They're giving her, you know, a place to live and, like, and whatever. And then they just cannot get over the fact of what? Like, she's never given them a reason as to why that she can't be trusted.
Right. And there's a dog barking in the background. It's one of my neighbor's dogs.
Ghost dog's back.
Yes. So I don't know. I was disappointed. But the one thing also what's weird is that I've been lucky enough to, on occasion, I get screeners of the show. I get screeners. So I get to see the show, like, you know, uninterrupted by, we should also mention, wait, before I talk about that, we should also mention we were at Monsterpalooza last weekend. Monsterpalooza is just sort of a small horror con in Burbank, California. We went there, ran into Greg Nicotero.
That was fun.
Who told me some stuff. I can't tell you anything he said. He didn't say anything spoilery.
Well, he didn't really say anything.
He did say some stuff.
No, he said some things.
I can't say anything on a couple things he said to me, but he did say he was leaving Tuesday for to
go back to Georgia.
To go back to Georgia to work on the new season. He knows how this 16 episodes, the story arc will play out for season 4.
He seemed very excited for it.
He was really excited. He had his own opinions about the show. I'm not going to share them. That was private, but it was just good to run into him and just tell him how much I appreciated the show. I mean, for all the flaws of this season, I mean, it's still an amazing world. I mean, I never could have dreamed as a kid that there would be a zombie TV show.
Yeah, you got to give it credit. I mean, a lot of people put this show down and say how stupid or it's not like, the drama doesn't make sense or whatever. But you got to give it credit that right now there are shows that have zombies as the main conflict or the backdrop. Vampires, werewolves, like this was not possible 20, 30, 40 years ago.
Yeah, it's 10 years ago. I feel like it's like
True.
Now genre's kind of taken over. There's just too much good TV, and Walking Dead among my favorite shows. Disappointed with the season finale. Looking forward to season 4. I do have a critique though that has not so much to do with the show, but I want to hear what you think of this. I've been lucky enough to obtain some screeners of episodes of the show, so I see it without commercials and sometimes weeks and weeks in advance, sometimes. So I'll see it, and I feel extremely lucky that I'm able to view it that way. I wasn't able to see the sort of this final second half of the season in that form, so I watched it on television like everybody else, scanning when the commercials came up. What's weird is the show is so intense, so dramatic, so like it's like it sets this tone, and I watch it with all the lights off.
Oh,
right?
I can't do that. I get really scared. I think it was last season, or maybe it was earlier this season. I don't remember. We watched an episode at your place, and we were watching it in the dark, and then I had to go home. And I live downtown at night, and so there's just homeless people everywhere, and it just really freaked me out to drive through downtown to go home because there's all these homeless people, and it freaked me out. I can't do that. I have to watch it during the day, outside if possible, like around a bunch of people.
I think I texted you, Jess. Look behind you.
Yeah,
I did. I texted you. So, but here's what's funny. So the show is like this really intense. It's this drama, and it's so incredible, and it's like all your favorite characters, and Daryl, and Rick, and Carl, and there's the governor, and all the stuff going on. And then, we'll be talking to Andrea. We'll be talking to and back to The Walking Dead. The mood is totally. I have no problem.
The tone does not match at all.
The tone of so I'm trying to watch the show. I'm so into it. I'm so into. This is why sometimes I actually will wait for seasons of shows to come out, on DVD, right? Or whatever. I download it so I don't have to watch the commercials. It's so great. I have to have a hair trigger on the fast forward, because as soon as those Talking Dead promos, and like with all due respect to Chris Hardwick, a former colleague of mine at G4, but that show, it's a kind of show like I almost would rather listen to it as a podcast, frankly. But the whole the applause and the over enthusiastic it's just. And Merle is getting now, and there's zombies, and I wonder if they're going to get out of this situation. Hey, we're back! Stay tuned to the Talking Dead. So I don't have any problems with the show. It's just the promos for it are so jarring. Can there be enough of a pause so I know to fast forward? I feel like that's so my problem really is that.
So you're looking for just like a breath.
Give me a breath.
Like it ends. There's a black 5 second.
Give me a few seconds. To regroup instead of go right to these audience applause. It's so fucking. It's like you're enjoying an amazing creme brulee. It's like, oh my God, you're cracking through the creme brulee. They get the raspberries, and you're tasting that sweet, and then someone shoves asparagus with cheese in your mouth. It's the same thing. I can't stand it. It drives me crazy. So I will watch the show with a drink in one hand and the little remote fast forward boop, boop, in my other, just to be ready. And I've had these moments where it's like I haven't had the remote in my hand, and suddenly I'm like grabbing for it so I can just get past that. It's freaking promo for that show. It just kills the mood of that show.
Yeah, we'll see. I don't have cable.
Oh, well, then there you are. So that saves it.
So, I mean, I do remember, though, having watched that on cable.
Yes.
And having to have to fast forward through. And
The commercials.
Oh, this is awesome. Great. I'm glad you're so excited every time you talk to somebody.
It's that audience applause and that just sort of
audience applause.
Yeah, that kills me every time. Okay. All right. So you are going to be on this Women on Trek show.
Women on Trek.
It's going to be a blast. It's a collection of just like girls that I know that women that are geeks whose opinions that I respect, who have a lot to say about the genre. I want to figure out, the appeal for women for Star Trek, like what also Star Trek has done. Also, we're going to play some interesting, fun games. Mm-hmm. We're going to play some fun games. It'll be, you can actually, I think you'll be able to see the show streaming live if you go to youtube.com/PodCRASH.TV. We're going to do one of those Google Hangouts and stream that live show. So I think that should be a lot of fun. I did want to mention that you and I, we hang out just because of doing work stuff a lot of times.
Yeah.
And because people see us together so much, there are rumors and just like you have other people talking that it's like we're a couple. We're not a couple.
Well, I don't know that we're a couple.
Yeah. But like there have been accusations that we're fucking.
Yes.
Which is, well, let me ask, are we?
No.
Okay, so we're definitely not.
I don't remember this ever happening.
It never.
So, yeah, unless there's been blackout moments involved on both sides.
Well, there is. We do have these two friends, TJ and Brittany. TJ Chambers, an amazing comedian. And I feel like they might be fucking. I feel like they're a couple.
There's another rumor going around.
There's another rumor going around about them. But they spend so much time together. It's like, oh well, they're like a couple.
Well, yeah, I mean they work together, and she also helps him with his comedy career. So
wow,
there's a lot going on there. But it doesn't necessarily mean that they are sleeping together.
It brought up a question where it's just like, where is it where it's just like, I happen to have a lot of female friends. I mean, from being around me.
Yes.
I have a lot of female friends. I'm even friends with one of my exes.
Yes.
I say one because currently it is only one ex that I'm friends with. But in any case, it's just weird. Like, what is it where it's like there's this mentality where people make the assumption that you have a female friend that you want to fuck them?
Well, it's not the assumption that you want to. It's the assumption that you are.
Right, exactly, which I am not. And I guess I've just had, because I feel like I was raised by women. My parents got divorced when I was young, and I had very strong female role models, and I've just always been able to have close female friends. My ex that I'm friends with, she has the whole philosophy that like she judges a dude that she's going to date if he has, based on his friends. If he has like a decent amount of female friends, it means he's capable of having a healthy relationship with a woman.
Well, yeah. I mean, I think that definitely tells something. I wouldn't want to be friends with somebody or dating somebody that couldn't be around a multitude of different kinds of people, especially as a guy. It says something if you have a lot of female friends or even friends that are gay or of a different type of person. Right. That says a lot about a person that you can be friends with that or have that around you because, I mean, let's face it, there's still discrimination and things going on around in the world. So for me, personally, I agree with your ex-wife that it really kind of says something about a person. Mm-hmm. And you can kind of like, but I guess that it has to be, your ex-wife probably has to be.
Well, it's ex-girlfriend, actually. It's Janelle.
Oh, ex-girlfriend. Yeah. She's got to be a kind of person,
that's her philosophy.
Though. But she's got to be a kind of person, though, that, I mean, she's not going to get jealous of you hanging out with a bunch of girls.
Right. But where's the mentality come from? I feel like it's almost like there's certain people that think that men, when they look at a woman, it's kind of like that cartoon where, in the cartoons, like the wolf will look at like a chicken or like they'll look at like an animal and then suddenly it turns into like a roast turkey. Mm-hmm. It's like look at a woman and turns into a vagina. Like why is it that is I guess just always because I feel like it's my geekness is like I don't care. As long as we're connected by like, oh man, you love zombies, I like zombies too.
Yeah.
Or I like this thing, or I like, we're connected by geek stuff. So I love engaging in conversation. I feel like the sort of the genders are relevant, and that's what I'm trying to prove by exploiting all the women on this show, because they all happen to be very attractive women, all talking about nerdy stuff, which is there's something about that that's that is appealing and fun. But all of the women that are on the show are all very articulate and well versed in Trek.
Well, another question I have about that though is like, do you think it might be an age thing too? Because
maybe it's a generational thing.
Well, that's what I mean,
know.
like a generational thing, because I would say, like, I'm of the generation where a lot of those lines started to blur, especially with this nerd culture becoming really popular, where people can kind of, like, be in the same place and have the same interests.
Right.
But I talked to my mother, and she has that issue where she's just like, every guy that she, like, hangs out with or sees wants to fuck her.
Right.
And she doesn't understand, why can't they just be friends with me? And I'm like, well, I don't understand. I mean, maybe I'm just the dumb one that I don't notice all the guys around me are, like, pawing and whatever, and I just ignore it. Or shoot them down enough times in a way that they just forget.
What I've noticed is, and this has happened with several of my male friends who have, they're in, committed relationships, that their girlfriends and or wives really dislike you. And by that, I mean, I feel they're threatened by you. No, and it's the weirdest thing. It's like, why does that come up so often for you? I feel like it's like there's this weird thing of like I don't want to say
nice.
I don't want to say names, but it's like you were just meeting with someone to talk about some software thing, and it was like a sort of casual, and it was just like the assumption, like, so does he think they're going to go and you guys are going to fuck? That's just so stupid to me. I feel like there's just a really narrow-minded view.
Number one, what does that say about the person that's coming to meet me? And then what does that say about me? I mean, like, this other, whoever, like the wife or girlfriend or whoever of the person who I'm going to hang out with has this opinion of me. One, if they've never met me or they barely know me. And then what are they saying about their boyfriend or husband or whoever it is, that their significant other, that they don't trust them?
They just care about pussy. It doesn't matter.
Like, they don't even trust them to, like, say no to me if I'm this harlot that runs around.
But I feel like it's projection, because people will have sort of random thoughts. I don't know. I guess I'm really weird, and maybe it's because I have kids and I've been in long-term relationships. Like, I just I don't think that way. I think of, like, who is the most capable of doing this thing, and then I don't know.
I just tend to not have those people in my life.
Well, good. But I kind of feel like, because I've seen you in your cosplay stuff, which you should, if you're, I don't know, your Facebook is public, right?
Yes, my Facebook is public.
Is it the pictures?
It's facebook.com/Jess Delpino.
Or you're on Twitter.
I'm on Twitter at Jess_DP.
And it's like, and what's the DP stand for?
Delpino.
Oh, Delpino. Oh, wow. I was sort of thinking director of photography.
Oh, that's the one.
Yeah, no, but no, you've got some, like, amazing cosplay. You just did, like, a fully latex Harley Quinn.
Harley Quinn for WonderCon.
And Catwoman you've done.
I've done Catwoman. We did Tron for Cosplay Con.
Yeah, so, like, you've had some amazing outfits. And I'm thinking, like, if people are accusing us, this is weird. Like, if people are accusing you and I of just having, why don't we just have sex right now?
Do you think that's going to spread the rumor further, or is that just going to solidify it and everything will be done?
Well,
like, sometimes you just got to do something and then it's out of your system.
I feel like that's what we should do. I feel like if we just had sex, because if we just do, there's two things. One, there's certain people that are accusing us anyways of having sex. We might as well just do it and get it over with.
So just give them the benefit of the doubt.
Give them the benefit of the doubt. So we're just gonna do it. And then the second thing is, I've never heard of a podcast where two people have had sex on the podcast.
I don't know that I have either. And I listen to a lot of podcasts.
I do like to think that, that what I'm doing, in addition to this being the most narcissistic podcast on iTunes, the number one in narcissism, that this is also, I feel like I'm a pioneer in the sense that
you're trying to break more records.
Trying to break more records. I'm trying to do something that's never been done on a podcast before. And I can't think of any podcast. There are plenty of sex podcasts out there, but I've never heard of anyone having sex on a podcast. So
that is really interesting. I'm surprised that hasn't been done.
I'm surprised it hasn't been done, and I also think that, knowing what a big podcast fan you are, that you would consent to this. Like, we could just keep this recording going.
Okay.
And let me just a warning. And I should have actually done a warning at the beginning of the show, but warning. This is the rest of this podcast is going to you should not be listening to this. If you have children in the car, pull over and just let them out. Let them out of the car, and they'll be fine. If you're
find their way home.
If you're listening to this at home and there are people under the age of 18 in the room, pause right about now, wait for them to leave or tell them to leave, and then listen to this later, archive it. So warning is, like, everything beyond this point, what you're going to hear is going to be graphic in nature. It's going to be for mature audiences only, which is, of course, if you're under 18 and you're listening to this and you're not being supervised by an adult, bravo to you, because you won, and we should just get this over with and just do it.
I mean, if you think it will help,
And I think it'll be also like it'll be another first in podcasts.
Oh, you're all about doing the firsts in this podcast.
Oh yeah, if I could post first, I would do that.
Sex on a podcast.
First sex on a podcast. It's never been done. I feel like we just lose the microphone. I'll take the headset off. And let's just get down to it. It is sort of awkward, though, because we've been friends for so long. I feel like
we have been friends for quite a few years.
So I don't think about you that way, but I will think about someone else. Don't be offended. I'll just completely put a different...
Is this going to be a bag head situation?
No, but it would help if you look the other way. I mean, you're just like, we could just do I don't know how we're going to do it.
Is it better from behind so you don't have to see me?
Well, the cool thing is I will get to see your Batman tattoo. That's what I was thinking.
Is that what this is all about?
This is all about that. I don't want to have sex with you. I just want to rub against your Batman tattoo. Actually, you should, and you should tweet it. I mean, like you've tweeted pictures of it in the past.
I will tweet another picture.
Tweet a picture after this podcast goes live, and just so people can see. But I think we should just people are if there's certain people think that we're having sex, let's just have sex, and that way when I'm accused of it, it's like, oh, well, yeah, we did have sex.
And then you could just move on.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, so are you ready?
Okay.
Okay, so, but now I just want to make sure that you've had enough time, listeners, to pause, to pull over and let your kids out of the car, out of the vehicle, or to, okay, be responsible. Don't just let them out of the vehicle. But just to make sure that you're ready. And okay, so we're going to do this?
Yeah, I guess so.
Okay. Well, what do you like? Is it talking dirty or what are your things?
Yeah, because I totally want to hear your voice while this is going on.
Well, you could hear it on the podcast. You don't have to it doesn't have to.
Yeah, but I don't know. I have sex and I listen to your podcast.
Oh, that's true. So, it hasn't never happened.
No.
You've been having sex.
No.
And then you just
no.
That hasn't happened at all.
Mm-mm.
Okay, because I know you listen to a lot of podcasts.
Yeah, but I don't think I've ever. That's probably another thing that's never happened. I've never listened to a podcast while I was having sex.
Oh, well, Well, actually, if you're listening to this and you're not having sex right now, have sex.
You should be. This is great commentary for it.
I feel like you could have sex right now listening to this. You could just do the sex on yourself.
Do the sex on yourself.
Just go ahead and do it. If you're alone, you can do it. If you're with your significant other, do it. If you're with a significant other that is a female friend that you've been accused of having sex with that you never had sex with.
This is perfect time.
This is the time now. Just close that deal. Because if you're going to be accused, fuck it. Just do it. Just, in fact, yeah, I think that's what you do is you just go for it.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. So I'm going to take off the headset and we're going to, okay. So PodCRASH, a PodCRASH first. The first sex on a podcast. So it's going to be really... Oh, that's weird. That's okay. It's different than I would have thought. How do you think this is going?
Shh. Oh. You're ruining it for me.
I like to talk during sex.
Talk to yourself.
Oh, but that's just, I don't know. Are you thirsty?
Shh. I'm talking. You're ruining it.
Oh, sorry. I love your Batman tattoo. I love it. Ah, yikes.
Awesome.
Oh. All right, well, that was, I don't smoke, so I don't need a cigarette. But,
yeah, I might need to.
But you smoke, so.
That was interesting.
You could have a cigarette. Well, there you go, folks. A PodCRASH first. I don't know. I'm pretty proud of that. I'm proud of the fact that I think that this podcast, I do strive to make it original, pioneering, to do things that you'll never hear on another show.
And you'll never hear something more awkward in your life.
Yeah, than two friends having sex for the first time.
And only time.
Yeah, that was a lame orgasm though. I really am not proud of and I could tell that you didn't come either.
We're not going to talk about that. It's okay.
Okay. All right, so let's get to this week's live show. This was recorded at IO West in February, and there were a lot of my friends there from the world of podcasts and whatnot. Matt Robb was there, Jesse Banda from Paparitaville, Kevin Kraft was there also. Let's see, Nando Velasquez was supposed to be there. He bailed at the last minute, so fuck Nando. I just feel like, fuck Nando.
Yeah.
He was supposed to be there, he was not. Giselle B was there, Jizzy B from the Defective Geeks. The great thing about Jizzy B, she brought some fanfic, so we read some Walking Dead related fanfic is hilarious.
You want to see something else awkward?
Yeah, no, it's great. And then Stacey Lane Wilson, you should look up Stacey Lane Wilson. She blogs about horror and movies, and she is amazing. So look for the social media links to everyone who is on the show. If you go to podcrash.net, you'll see everyone who was a guest on the show. You'll see pictures from this live show, and we'll have links to everyone's social media, so you can check that out. And Stacey's just been writing about horror for years, and she's also amazing when it comes to fashion. I'm always complimenting her shoes, and also haven't fucked her. Just a fact that I'm throwing out. Friends with Stacey, never put my penis in her. Haven't even thought about it until I just said those words.
Should be a next for you.
That'll be the next thing will be having sex on the live PodCRASH.
Yeah, I think you should start another podcast where you just have sex with your friends.
But then what I would do is I would have sex with them and then I would review them. So I would review.
So it'd be like a sex review show.
It'd be a sex review show, but like
that's something that doesn't exist.
Look, people review porn all the time. Ooh, 5 stars, fully erect. Forget that. I am going to have. I should do a podcast where I have sex with either friends, porn stars, whatever, people, experts. I should have them on the show.
Yeah.
Experts, authors.
Give tips.
And just bone them on the show, and then after I bone them, go, all right, here's my review.
So wait, would you do it on like a scale?
I would have to come up with
a thumbs up, thumbs down, or like the 1 to 10, 5 stars.
I would have to come up with a scale. I definitely have to come up with a scale.
Okay.
And I don't know exactly what that scale would be.
I feel like our scale today would be negative.
Yeah, really? 10. I was that bad? I was that bad? Negative 10? Oh, man. Yeah, well, what can I say? It wouldn't be the first one. But the live show was fun. I think that you happen to miss this one, but you've been at most of the live shows. The live shows are really fun.
They are a lot of fun.
If you go to them, you will also receive free the PodCRASH Fan Club kit, which comes with a membership card, a sticker, and a letter and an activities
Plus,
thing.
You can dress up.
Oh, you can dress up. Yeah, you can dress up.
Come to the bar before and after the show.
Yes. Oh, that's right, because we're doing the same night. We're doing Star Trek.
Yeah.
We're actually doing Star Trek, and I'm playing Khan in the Star Trek show, which is going to, I think we're calling it For the Love of Khan.
For the love of Khan.
For the love of Khan. It's gonna be pretty funny. So that show, that's the same night at Comic Book Live at 11:30. I'm really looking forward to that. That's gonna be fun. I've been working on my costume quite a bit. I'll tweet out some pictures of that.
It's pretty great.
If you follow me at that Chris Gore. But this live show was a blast. You can actually see the video of the live show because some of the stuff is not going to make sense, or it's going to seem like in audio form is probably going to be a little tedious. I'm trying to. I made everybody do a zombie walk, and that doesn't really translate well to audio. I did my best to provide color commentary, but I was like basically a game show with audience participation.
Yes.
And it might be better viewed on.
You can watch it on YouTube.
You can watch it on YouTube, or you can continue to listen to this if you're in your car. Don't watch YouTube because you
only
could crash.
when you're in a safe place.
Yes. Pull over and then watch the YouTube. But and if you listen to the very end of the show, I'll tell you how to get that PodCRASH Fan Club kit for free. It's easy, but you have to listen to the very end of the show. So here it is, a bunch of my friends having fun on a Saturday night of the Living Dead.
How's it going there? Iowa West, Saturday night of the living dead. We're all gathered here because we're big fans of zombies. We're big fans of all things Walking Dead. And we have a very special show for you tonight. Things that you will see that you cannot unsee. Yes. First, I would like to introduce my panelists tonight. They're all sitting here in the front and second row. I'd like to welcome them all up. I'm going to have them introduce themselves. Come on up, panelists. You all have your name tags. You know who you are. Kevin, Giselle, Matt, Stacy, Jesse. Come on up on stage. We're going to have an interesting discussion about all things zombies. Please stand here. Please stand here all in a row. Right next to you. You're going to have to share microphones, so grab that microphone over there. We've got 2 microphones to share between all of us. Today, we're going to be playing a game for a prize.
Ooh.
Okay, I'm going to fake for a second. I'm actually going to hold it with my hand that has the chainsaw. We'll be playing for one of the worst zombie movies ever made that you've never seen. It's a copy of Beelzebub's Zombie Christ. One of the lucky contestants here on stage will win Zombie Christ by Beelzebub, a film by the looks of the shrink wrapping I have not yet seen. And I will have to borrow from the person who wins it tonight. But this is what's at stake, folks. But even more than that, pride. And the ability to brag that you won here at Saturday Night of the Living Dead. Give them a big hand. And let's meet our people on the panel here. Kevin, how are you doing tonight?
Good, Chris. Thank you for having me.
And tell us, you're here because we met, I was doing your podcast. Tell us about that.
Yeah, I have a podcast called Mad Scientist Party Hour, and I almost made Chris vomit by eating foot shavings on it.
True story, and you can hear that on the Mad Scientist Party Hour episode of PodCRASH, and of course you can listen to your podcast, available on iTunes and various places where you can listen to podcasts. And you're here because you're a huge zombie fan, as everyone is.
I am, yeah. I've been a big zombie movie fan since I had my first nightmare about zombies, and it was so realistic it put me into the frame of mind of what would happen if there actually was a zombie outbreak, and that made me really appreciate the medium.
During one of those dreams, did you ever actually wet the bed?
Yes.
All right, okay, so we're even. All right, on to Giselle. Giselle, tell us about yourself. Tell us what you're doing here.
Well, I'm here from the Defective Geeks podcast. Yeah. We met Chris because you crashed our podcast, and I made you read some really awesomely awful fan fiction that was a slash between Crusher and Riker on Star Trek Next Generation.
It was homoerotic. And we'll be reading more of that tonight. Oh, yeah. Thanks, Giselle. Jesse, how are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
And you're one of the biggest zombie fans here.
Is that a joke about my weight?
No. Because we met we hung out at Horror Nights at Universal.
Did. Absolutely. That was fun. For those of you that have never seen it, go to our YouTube page at Paparitaville. And Chris covered the opening night of Halloween Horror Nights for us, where he was like a kid in a candy store. I've never seen him that excited.
A candy store filled with blood. Thanks, Jesse. We'll see how well you do. Stacy, you're one of my favorite horror freak girls.
Well, I am a horror freak girl. However,
yes,
I am not a zombie fan.
You're not a zombie fan?
Oh, I'm going to be the devil's advocate here.
Wait, folks, don't look. Be nice.
Well, yes, we'll see what my answers are, though. I might have some interesting ones, a little different from the typical zombie fan.
All right. Well, you know what? On any zombie movie, you need the characters you root for and the characters you fucking hate. So you take your pick. I mean that with kindness and love.
Of course you do.
Great. At Matt. Now, we've known each other for years.
We did a little show, a recap show of The Walking Dead, which was fun. was fun.
That was cool. We did a recap show of The Walking Dead
never done that.
where you watched The Walking Dead, and then after the show, we talked about Walking Dead.
Yeah, it was crazy. We did the whole thing, and then we stopped doing it, and for some reason it made it on TV, which is crazy. That's so weird that happens.
Someone got the idea to do a show like that. That's nuts. I don't have no idea where they got that idea. Maybe it was from your show.
No. Yes. Yeah, it was exactly. That was it. Yeah.
Thanks, Matt. Now, in spite of the fact that you guys have name tags on, I'm never going to fucking remember your names. I'm never going to remember your names. So I'm just gonna give you some new name tags, and I'm just going to label you. That looks good. Let's see. We're going to do this one for you. We'll do this one for you. What? I think coward is good. We'll do this one here. Hot chick. And then, this one's perfect for. There we go. There. We've got the. It's just like a zombie movie. You have every character that you would have in a zombie film. You've got first to die, coward, black guy, hot chick, guy you hate.
That means we should probably.
That's true.
We should probably switch.
But now, come up here on the microphone. Come up here on the microphone, because here's what's going to happen. You ever watch a zombie show or a zombie movie, and you think to yourself, God, I really wish they'd kill off so-and-so. Why don't they kill off so-and-so? Well, guess what? I booked too many panelists on this show. I need you to kill them off one by one. They're all going to die and get to the finalist who will win a copy of Zombie Christ, courtesy of my video collection of videos that I forgot to take to Amoeba. So here we are. Each of you are going to respond to a question. Let's see how well you do. And in a little bit, we're also going to get to our fanfic, too, with Giselle, so I hope you live long enough to do that. All right, here we go, folks. I actually have cards on my chainsaw. I was making good use of. I'm anal retentive organized. Check out my Etsy. I do all kinds of crafty shit. Okay, you need to answer the question now, and then the audience will decide after you've all answered a question who gets to stay and who gets to go, or who has to go. All right, we ready? The best zombie movie of all time.
Oh, snap. Night of the Living Dead.
Okay, original 1968 or the remake?
Original, of course.
Original. Okay. The remake with Tony Todd was pretty good too. I thought it was good. There's a guy who does a cameo appearance as a zombie in that movie. Actually, it's me. I'm in that movie. I'm in that movie. So, it was a small scene. It was. But you're gonna say Night of the Living Dead original black and white?
Yeah, because that's the first one I ever saw. So, it is a little bit dated, but it's a classic.
Okay. All right. Next, just a coward.
Same. Yeah, it's the same movie. And for me, not only was it the first movie I saw, but there's also social commentary in it at the very end when they kill him at the end. So it also has that flair to it, which I really like.
Spoiler.
Spoiler alert.
Okay, black guy, what do you think?
Snap! For me, it's got to be Shaun of the Dead.
You're winning the crowd over, just like the black guy in all the zombie movies. You're a favorite, I can tell. Hot chick.
I choose 1932's White Zombie, starring Bela Lugosi.
Wow, it's a look at this, winning the crowd over. Guy you hate.
Guy I hate. You hate. 1979, Lucio Fulci's Zombie, or Zombie 2. Right, yeah.
Folks, it's tough. I'm going to hold my chainsaw. By applause, I want to hear who you want to stay. Okay, whoever gets the least applause is going to have to go. I'm not going to say it's going to be first to die, but it could be, all right? You got to make a compelling...
Cliche! Break the cliche!
Here we go. By applause, who is staying? I think it's between you two. I think it's between First to Die and Hot Chick.
Thank you, Obama.
Okay, so let's try this again. You remember, you're voting for who stays. Yeah. Man, It's so tight. It's so tight. It's so tight. What do you guys think? One more time. First to die. We hardly got to know you, Kevin. But thank you for playing.
I was typecast.
All right, he's dead. Give him a big hand as he walks in shame off stage. Kevin, thank you. All right, our next round, it gets much tougher. Move down here. Come up here. Come up here. Let's utilize this microphone here too as well. Okay. All right, next question. This isn't actually a question. This is something I need you to do. Okay? So if you would, for everyone take like a few steps back here. I'm going to ask you each to do your best zombie walk, starting from here and walking across the stage. You're going to do your best zombie walk. Let's move this back. Okay, starting with Coward. Let's see your best zombie walk, starting over here and walk in front of our audience. Let's see. Not bad, not bad. Give her a big hand. All right. You're up, Jesse. Let's see it. Your best zombie walk. Walk, and don't walk like you have to take a big dump, because that's not quite that. Some zombies look like that's what they're doing. You got to give it your best zombie walk. He's walking. He's shuffling along. He's shuffling along. He's shuffling. That's pretty. I think I could outrun you. I could outrun you. Give him a big hand. That was great. Hot chick, you're up. Let's see. Best zombie walk. Let's go. Give it. And you could run too. You know what? Zombies now run in these things. You can do whatever you want. All right. Use that. Use that energy of your broken toe. Use your broken toe in your walk. Go. Okay, this is great. You've got a stiff leg. Stiff. One of your legs is stiff. You're shuffling. That's hard to do in heels. That's great. Let's give her a big hand. How do you do that in heels? Guy you hate. Let's go. Oh, okay, cool. Here he goes. Let's go. I know you can do it, Matt. Let's see your best zombie walk.
Loosen up. Ready?
Cool.
I'm just going to tackle you.
Okay. All right. Oh, this is good. He's got a stiff leg. It looks like it's broken. He could be bleeding in places. Oh my God. I don't know. Good job. Give him a big hand. All right, you know what? Because we've got 4 folks here, I think we're going to go on to another question before we vote someone off. Let's actually keep this in mind. Consider their walks, but before we vote another person off, I need to ask them a question. I want you to answer for me. You're going to think about this for a second. I want you to tell me who you think the best zombie is in a movie, TV show, or in fiction that's never actually called a zombie. For example, Jesus. He died. He rose from the dead. Technically a zombie, right? We didn't find out who shot him in the head. I think that was just sort of left we never find out what happened at the end of that. But if you see Zombie Christ, I'm sure it answers that question. Best zombie in fiction, a character who died and returned, but not in a zombie movie. A non-zombie zombie, so to speak. You can't, that would have been good, but you're not on the panel. Come over here, and let's see, come here. Who said that? Come over here. All right, let's see. We're going to call, here, let's give you, you're going to be Guy, and you're joining. Stand up, because you know what? Because this is what happens in zombie movies. You meet other characters. They join the group. Why not? And you know what? Good answer. Jack Sparrow. Let's see what you got, Guy you hate.
Well, that one's really easy, Chris. It's got to be Lindsay Lohan in the film Mean Girls.
Ooh, good one.
Did you see her performance? Zombie. Just saying.
Okay, Stacy.
Well, it has to be a non-zombie movie.
A non-zombie movie, a character that died and was resurrected.
Wow.
I can think of about 15 of them.
Oh, well, Captain America, then if that's what Matt says, then that's what I say.
But did Captain America die? I mean, he was sort of the world's oldest living virgin, right? Because he never danced with that chick. He was in suspended animation. So he was thought to be dead. I think I accept that. I think that's a good answer.
Okay.
Good answer? All right. Okay. What do you got, Coward?
Kristen Stewart's rendition of Snow White.
It really? What? Does she die in it? Oh, that's right. She does.
But
I can't remember that It's a Kristen Stewart movie. Like, I remember that fucking movie.
But yeah, Kristen Stewart, specifically her rendition of Snow White, because she's always a zombie.
She does sort of, you know what, even when she's just acting in real life, she's always got her mouth open. It's always like this, right? It's always the mouth open acting school.
Just waiting for something to go in.
Something. Okay, Jesse.
I'm going to have to go with Michael Jackson's character in Thriller.
Oh, but that was a piece of zombie, though.
But at the end, is he?
But at the end, is he? I don't know. I'm going to think that answer is kind of on the fence. I would have said things like Gandalf, Spock.
He did. Gandalf is dead like Cap is dead.
All right, fine. That's right. Okay. But I'm just saying that there's a lot in fiction where they've died and then come back. Okay, so our audience, now we are going to vote someone off. By applause, who stays? Uh-oh. And the new guy. Oh. I think it's pretty obvious, hot chick, that, we enjoyed having you, but you know what happens? Some hot chicks, they do have to die in zombie films. But thank you for playing, Stacy.
Thank you for having me.
Give her a big hand. Give her a big hand. All right, move it up in here. Let's get let's get you guys. Make sure you guys get on the microphone so we can get you on the podcast, because we are actually recording this and we're streaming it live to those people that are watching us on YouTube. I see you. It's youtube.com/PodCRASH-TV if you are not drinking, although it's way more fun to actually be here. All right, our next round, and who knows, maybe we'll add another member from the audience. Let's see how this goes. Next question. All right, and you can't give the same answer as someone else. Those same answer will not be accepted. Your zombie defense weapon. I want to hear your best zombie defense weapon, and think realistically. Think realistically if there really were a zombie apocalypse, and it's coming. It's coming for sure. What is your zombie defense weapon of choice, black guy?
Machete.
Oh, that's good. Good answer.
Katana sword.
Oh, wow. You must be a Michonne fan.
Yeah. I have 3 words. Rocket-powered chainsaw. That's all I'm going to say.
Oh, God.
It exists. Google it.
That's hard to top. And you changed to hot chick guy. What have you got?
Proton pack.
Oh my God, that's right. You're dressed like Egon.
You see what that does to like the wall when you hit it? It burns it, catches on fire. I would rip the fucking. I rip heads off those zombies.
Okay, that's good. Do the Ghostbusters? Well, I mean, they are kind of like there's ghosts. Are they sort of an evolution of zombies in a sense?
Soul.
I mean, there's no soul. There's no flesh. That's interesting. I'm sure that, like, if I'm at Comic-Con and bored to shit waiting to get in line to Hall H, that will be a question. I will just question bomb someone. I'll just walk by the line and go, like, I don't know, Ghostbusters. Ghostbusters is a zombie movie, isn't it? All right, I'm going to go get some coffee. I'll come back, and 6 hours later, they'll still be talking about that. Promise you. All right, consider their answers. Anyone in the audience have a better answer? No one said shotgun. Lightsaber's pretty good, but shotgun is
too loud, man. Too loud. You call it hoarding? Come on.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't want that. Be quiet.
All right, we're going to vote someone off after we get the answer to this question. I want you to answer for me the best zombie kill of all time. So give me the movie, tell me the kill, and we don't have video here to enhance that, but it should be so good we all remember and go, oh my God, I totally remember that kill. It was awesome.
Can we describe it?
Describe it, yes. So tell me the movie and then give me the description. Here we go. Black guy, Jesse. Sorry.
There we go. For me, I love...
Okay, here, let's move this mic back. Sorry about that.
It's all good. For me, I love in Zombieland the use of shears in the grocery store.
Shears in the grocery store. Pretty good, right?
You get too close.
In Shaun of the Dead, they use the vinyl, and then she finally falls on the pipe.
Oh, really good. Guy you hate.
I got to go with my favorite, Zombie 2, or Zombie versus Shark. A shark actually eats a zombie. Come on! Watch the movie. It's on YouTube.
It's hard for me not to be excited about that. Hot chick.
In Night of the Living Dead, when they shot the gas pump and it blew up, I think it took out a couple zombies.
Oh, that's pretty good. That's pretty good, too. All right, so someone is being voted off right now. By show of applause, tell me who you want to stay. Here we go.
Hot chick killed twice.
Hot chick, you were around for so short a time, Hot chick, but I think the audience loved you, but for a moment.
I know, my 15 seconds of fame.
Thanks for playing. Give him a big hand.
No, I don't want that. No way. Hot chick dies. I don't want that.
Who was the girl? Who was the girl who said lightsaber? Who said lightsaber?
Diane.
Oh, hey, come on up. Come on up. I feel like that was such a good answer. You should be rewarded. Here you go. Here you go. Just here. Let's have her join our group for the next round. This is what happens in zombie movies. It's an evolutionary thing. First to die, you might come back as a zombie. You never know how it's going to work out. So here we go. Another round of questions. Keep them in mind. And wait a sec. Before we do the round of questions, we need to do our fanfic. I forgot all about it. Fanfic theater. How does fanfic theater work? Well, Jizzy B from the Defective Geeks scours the internet. Scours when she's not looking at porn. And she looks at other things. This is porn fiction in a sense. And this is fiction from a world you're familiar with, but with characters acting in an unfamiliar way. And we've got parts for a couple people here. Who would like to play? Matt, you should play a part.
All right.
You play...
Who am I going to be?
Okay, Matt, you are going to be Shane and Daryl.
Oh, man.
Okay, so...
You get to be...
I'll be Rick. Okay.
Glenn.
I'll be Rick and Glenn, and then...
I'll be narrator and Lori.
Okay, cool. Is that
And
good?
I will watch.
Yes.
That guy and white girl will watch.
Can't read.
I'm just going to talk into Hot Chick for a little bit. Is that cool?
Yes.
Talk right into her.
Talking to Hot.
Yes.
Here we go. Okay.
Walking Dead fan fiction, Truth or Dare by ZZ Jones 19. It had been a super stressful day, so the group decided to have a campfire outside of Herschel's house. As the group sat around the campfire, Rick thought it would be a good idea to practice a team-building exercise. Shane sat with his arms crossed.
Rick, why are we out here?
I think we might be losing our humanity, Shane.
The group sighed and rolled their eyes. If they had to hear Rick whine about humanity one more time, they were going to kill him.
I found the perfect solution to help us reconnect with our souls. We're going to team build with the classic game Truth or Dare.
I'm a whore.
No, Lori, we haven't started playing yet.
Oh, whoops! Lori proceeded to drink some alcohol despite her growing belly.
So let's start with...
Suddenly, Daryl showed up and used his crossbow to annihilate a bunch of walkers that were circling the campfire that Rick was too busy whining to notice. Glenn's loins went aflame when he saw the super sexy redneck.
Let's start with you, Daryl. Truth or Dare?
I'm a whore and a bad mother.
Damn it, Lori, it's not your turn. Oh my God, you're such a crappy person.
Why, she's dead. No, it's TV. It's not real.
This whiskey tastes like those morning after pills I took that one time. You'll be lucky if this kid has all 4 limbs.
That doesn't get a boo? Come on.
As Rick started to cry over the realization that his life totally sucked, Daryl took a seat next to Glenn. Glenn's cheeks turned beet red.
As I was saying, Daryl, choose one, truth or dare.
Daryl thought about this for a moment, then decided.
Truth.
Glenn and all of the people with vaginas were disappointed. But the night was still young.
All righty, Daryl. Do you fancy anyone here?
I do.
A large booming sound suddenly occurred. It was the sound of everyone's vagina exploding out of excitement. Lori put down her bottle. She was officially on the prowl.
Whom do you fancy, then?
I'll give you a hint. They have very short hair.
Carol, poor thing, thought that Daryl was referring to her. Glenn's heart went aflutter because he knew Daryl was referring to his favorite little panda bear.
Excellent. Good team building, Daryl.
Shane still sat in the corner with his arms crossed.
Man, this is bullshit, Rick. You were some shitty leader. And that is totally my baby growing inside your wife's booty. Belly. Reading. I'm a hick. I don't know.
Lori laughed. That's adorable that you think that.
Anyway, Lori, it's finally your turn. Truth or dare?
Right as Lori was about to make her choice, a walker from behind the bushes showed up and bit Lori. The group panicked, and Daryl, in a fell swoop, killed the walker with his crossbow. Rick ran over to the body of the walker and discovered that the walker was, in fact, Carl.
When the hell did Carl become a walker? Lori, what the fuck? I thought you said he was in the house. You're never looking after my boy. Whore!
I am such a whore.
No, my game of truth or dare is ruined. Our humanity's gone. I have failed you as a leader.
Shane flipped off Rick.
Blow me, asshat. Yeah, right there. Right in this general vicinity. Here. Maybe a little here. Mostly here. All right. It's not in the script.
At that moment, Daryl couldn't take it anymore. During the group's panic, he grabbed his crossbow and then looked down at the oh-so-sweet and innocent Glenn.
Want to go on an adventure, my little panda bear?
I'll go anywhere with you. I'll help to take care of your crossbow.
Daryl grabbed Glenn and threw him over his shoulder.
Hold on tight, spider monkey. Whee!
Daryl then flew into the air with the grinning Glenn on his back, leaving a trail of rainbows while the rest of the survivors whined and were eaten by walkers. Glenn and Daryl adopted an Asian baby and lived happily ever after.
Yay!
The end.
This isn't fan fiction. This isn't an episode. I saw this one.
There's a lot of drama in there, and not a lot of not as much zombie fucking as I thought there would be.
It's subtext.
Yes, it's definitely subtext.
Yeah, subtext like blow me, asshat. Nobody got that.
Give Giselle a big hand. She picks that. We love her for it. And now we have someone else join the group, White Girl. Let's get to know White Girl before she gets killed. White Girl, what are you doing here?
Hi, you pulled me up here. And I'm also
that's
from DefectiveGeeks.com. Me and Giselle are BFFs forever.
Let's see if White Girl and Coward are going to get together. In our next round of questioning. All right, I want to know, since we just did some Walking Dead fanfic, what is your favorite character from The Walking Dead? And just a quick reason why. You just got to give us one character, love this person, and tell me why.
It's got to be Daryl.
Any particular reason? Because, you're a dude, so he's kind of the sex symbol, I'm just saying.
But come on.
Thank you. We'll get that under control.
That's how awesome his name is. You just say it, and the stage vibrates.
That's good reason enough. That's awesome.
Daryl as well, because he is a badass and he can pull off a poncho.
Who can pull off a poncho these days?
I feel like I have to say a fan favorite. I'm going to get booed off the stage. I got to go with the governor. He's evil in such a great way. Don't boo that. They're going to boo. I'm out of here. I just signed my death certificate.
You can't have good heroes unless you have good villains, right? Governor's a good villain.
I meant Daryl. Daryl! Woo!
So your answer is Daryl.
Yes.
Great. White girl.
Andrea, the comic book version, not the TV version, because she's a fucking badass in the comic books. And Daryl.
All right, Andrea and Daryl. Okay, I think that doesn't help us decide who to kick off. So I'm going to go to another question. All right, here we go. I want to hear your desert island zombie movie list. Give me 3 zombie movies, your favorites. You're going to be trapped on a desert island. Maybe you'll have Zombie Christ. Who knows? But your 3 favorite zombie movies you're taking to your desert island off the top of your head. Ready, black guy, go.
Shaun of the Dead, the original Night of the Living Dead, and Zombieland.
Great. Okay.
All right.
Go ahead.
Night of the Living Dead, Shaun of the Dead, and the original Day of the Dead.
I got to go with Shaun of the Dead, Zombieland, and Zombie 2 because of sharks versus zombies, right? You got to have the comedy. That's what's really going to make you laugh.
White girl.
Shaun of the Dead, Zombieland, and Warm Bodies.
The tide may have turned. We're going to vote someone else off. Here we go. By show of applause, tell me who you want to stay, starting with black guy. Howard. Guy you hate. White girl. Wait, I don't know. I think between white girl and guy you hate. Let's do it again. Man. Guy you hate. White girl.
I don't know, man.
Guy you hate. I think we're saying goodbye to guy you hate. Give him a big hand. Round of applause for Matt. Thank you for playing. All right, it's down to 3. It's our threesome here on stage. Black guy Howard and the white girl you hate. I guess we can do a little variation on there. All right, the questions are going to get a lot tougher. Here we go. If you could save anyone on this panel other than yourself, who would you save and why? So, and please refer by your name tag name. Starting with you, black guy.
I would go with Chris Gore, otherwise we would not have a show to be on.
I accept your pandering. Okay, coward.
White girl here because if anything bad happens, if there is a government, the police will be all over it and they'll help me.
Nice. It's a strategic answer as well, and charming. White girl, let's go.
Was that about me?
What's your answer?
Black guy, because it hasn't been done before.
Oh, it's been done.
That's an awesome response. Keep these answers in mind when you vote someone off after our next question. Here we go. The next question is, if zombies break in that door in the back right now, what's your plan? Let's say Hollywood is somehow overrun with zombies, right? It actually happens for real. Do you have an exit strategy? Do you have a plan? Do you have like a zombie? Do you have like a backpack in your car that has, do you have weapons? Do you have a chainsaw or an axe or something? Do you have you read Max Brooks's book, The Zombie Survival Guide? Do you have your bathtub filled with water? Did you build a moat around your house? Do you have a zombie survival plan? Should Hollywood go just insane with zombies tonight? I want to hear if you have one, maybe a detail or two about your plan, but I really just impress our audience here with your answer. Let's actually start with white girl here and we'll come back this way. White girl? Diana.
My plan is if I don't find a weapon immediately, I would go break into a car and drive up north because that's what Max Brooks told me in World War C. To drive up north because the snow will slow down the zombies.
Because technically speaking, the selenum in their bodies, not to get too technical for those who haven't read the Zombie Survival Guide, they have this sort of like goopy blood inside of them, and they could freeze.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh, wow. You have thought about this, coward.
Yes, I have.
Let's hear your answer, coward.
Well, for specifically in Here to Escape, I would take one of these chairs, break it, then use the pointy end of this to stab any zombie in the head that was going after me. And because I'm such a pack rat, in my car, I have food. I have a baseball bat. So get into my car, I can stake out for about a week, and then just drive as far away as possible.
Oh my, that's a good answer, too. And technically speaking, just because I ran into this problem, if you have a baseball bat in your car and the LAPD pulls you over, the baseball bat can be misconstrued as a weapon.
What?
So you need to have in your car also a ball and a glove. So if you want to avoid entanglements with the LAPD and survive a zombie apocalypse, you don't need to take up baseball, but you need a bat, a glove, and a ball. Just trying a little friendly reminder. Just trying to help you guys out. Black guy, what do you got? Jesse.
First off, thank you for that tip on how to avoid problems with the police, because...
I don't need it. I'm a white guy.
I'm just saying.
I'm scot-free. You're.
Outside of that, you get to the car, you grab all your nearest friends as possible, you raid the nearest Walmart, because not only is there food, but there are also weapons. And then you get to higher ground and start camping out and figure out what the next step is.
Well, and Walmart pretty much stocked with zombies right now, now. Actually, if you went to Walmart now, it's filled with zombies, right?
Target practice.
Yes, target practice. Wow, these are all very thoughtful answers. I didn't expect it to get so serious in here with these responses. You guys think about this way more than... Well, I actually think about it quite a bit, actually. I got to be honest. I think about zombie stuff quite a bit. All right, so who are we voting off? We're really getting down to the end here. It's a tough competition. We've got Black Guy, Coward, but she's cute, and White Girl.
I got it.
Let's do that again. 1, we got Black Guy, Coward, White Girl. I don't know. I kind of think White Girl, you might be it. Okay, good. Thank you for playing. Wait a sec. Give her a big hand, everyone. Give her a big hand. Oh, wait a second. Why, there's another person joining the group. Our first to die is back. I guess you didn't die. They just left you in that restroom, and you survived, and you're coming back on stage. And now your name is Bruce. Welcome to the stage, Bruce. Okay, now we've got 3 contenders here. 3 contenders that are playing. This is what happens in a zombie movie. You meet new characters coming in the middle. You can still hate the people you hated at the beginning. It's fine. It's fine. What I'm going to ask you, and I asked you each to bring in a piece of memorabilia, but I know we're short on time. What I'd like you to do, describe for me a collectible that you own, a piece of zombie history. Maybe it's a DVD in your collection that you're proud of. Maybe it's something really cool that you saved. Maybe you ran into George Romero on the street and you asked him, "Oh, would you sign my leg?" I don't know. But what I'd like you to do is either tell me a piece of zombie collectible or history that you own, and or show something to our audience here that you have. And we'll start here with the newest member of the group, Bruce. Bruce, what do you got for a collectible? And use the microphone there, because I'm going to fall over something.
Despite being voted off for saying I like Night of the Living Dead, I do have a pristine mint copy of Walking Dead #1 here.
Take your picture. I don't have that. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Are those acid-free backing boards?
Yes.
Acid-free backing boards. That someone just got a boner in this room. So it's not. It might be me, but also other people. Wow, it's in. I've never seen those kind of cases. What is that? Sort of a black, like it's a sort of.
Yeah, it's kind of like a binder. If you want to take
binder.
comics with you to read at some point, and you don't want them to get all beat up.
Oh wow, you really thought about this. Yeah, that would survive a zombie apocalypse as well. That's good.
Would.
Give him a big hand. That was great. That was awesome. Giselle, what do you have? A zombie just something you've collected, something you're proud of. Like, oh, I'm such a zombie fan. I have this.
Okay, one of my friends for a birthday present years ago gave me Tom Savini's autograph.
Wow. That's nice. Savini, the master. Okay, Jesse, what do you got?
For me, it's got to be my crew hat from when we brought Halloween Horror Nights back to Hollywood to take down Not Scary Farm.
Whoa. Throwing down. Wow. Now, I think we can hardly decide who should be voted off with just that question, right? I think we possibly need another question, right? Yeah. Right? Let's find out how big a zombie fan these people are. Okay, so every Sunday when Walking Dead plays, I want to know your Sunday Walking Dead ritual. We all have rituals when we watch the show, right? What's your Walking Dead ritual?
For me, just to sit down, turn it on, and make sure that there's nothing else happening. I don't even tweet during it.
Okay, good. Thank you for not tweeting, actually. It's impressive. Coward.
Well, for me, I always make sure to pour myself a nice glass of whiskey on the rocks, some nice bourbon. Then I sit down, have some grub, and then I pretty much fangirl over Daryl for about an hour.
Give her a big hand! Wait a sec, you've got the Daryl necklace? You didn't show us that.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God. Look, she's got the Daryl. Okay, that's fantastic. You should be...
Those are elf ears.
They're the only kind of ears you can... Maybe Vulcan was affected by the virus, too, guys. Come on.
Or what's left of Vulcan in the new J.J. Abrams rebooted Star Trek universe. Okay, Bruce and/or Kevin.
I drink a beer, smoke a joint the size of my leg, turn the lights off, and watch the show.
That's pretty good. I know. I think that was 3 really good answers, but someone's got to go. Someone has to go. By show of applause, who do you want to stay? The newest one, Bruce. Oh, no, I think it's between Coward and Black. Let's do it again. Coward. Black guy. Oh, Giselle, that was such a good answer. I think the elf ears really fucked you up. I'm really sorry. You have to go. Give her a big hand, though. Give her a big hand. Give her a hand for the fanfic. That was awesome. And you can give me a hug. You don't have to go so quick. It's my show. I can take a moment. It's cool. It's all right. All right, down to 2. It's down to 2. Unless someone else joins the stage. Unless someone else really clever would like to come back on the stage, and maybe their name is Stacy. And maybe their name is... All right, I'm going to give you a name tag here. Come over here. Mike. Let's call him Ash. Let's call him Ash. The newest member of our group here. You ready for our next round of questions?
Let's do it.
All right, let's do it. Piece of zombie trivia. Name the black guy, the character, the actor from the original 1968 Night of the Living Dead. Name the actor.
You got me?
You know the name of the actor?
I feel like such a fart bag for saying that was my favorite, too, and I don't even know the
You
guy's
don't know
name.
the actor's name? Ash?
That's terrible with names.
It was Jerome something.
It was not. It was Dwayne. What's that? No, it's actually Dwayne Jones, but that's. But that was good. It was Dwayne Jones. I only know that because I'm a big
Damn you,
frickin' nerd.
IMDb.
And no, piece of trivia on that. George Romero just, when they cast him, he was just a really good actor. He was a professor at a college. They just said he's really good. They said to him, "Are you going to rewrite the script?" Because he's black, and he was like, "Fuck no, I'm just gonna he's just a good actor." Which I have to give props to George Romero for doing that. That was awesome that he did that. Made a great fucking movie. It's one of the best. I love that movie from when I was a kid. All right, you guys choked on that one, so let's vote someone off.
I gave a name. Nobody else did, so I get to stay.
Well, we'll see if you get to stay. Let's go. By show of applause, who do you want to stay? Bruce. Ash. Bruce. Ash. Wait a sec.
Hey, this is not funny.
What?
There are real walkers here. What the hell is a zombie anyway?
Hey, man, we're doing a
God
show.
damn it.
We're doing a show.
What?
We're doing a show, man.
Hey. I know you haven't heard her talk much, but get on the phone, Michonne.
We're trying to do a show here, man. What's up?
This is not a parody of the Evil Dead, man. And, Giselle, I like everything you've said about me so far tonight.
Is your name Daryl?
Very nice. Yeah, and the best character on The Walking Dead is Glenn.
Okay. All right.
I can attest to that. This is not funny. There has been have you declared a winner yet?
No.
Oh, that means you haven't given away the worst zombie movie ever made. It's never even been unshrink wrapped. What do you have to say about that, hot chick?
Somebody gassed up here. What is that, a code?
I think it was Ash.
All right. Listen, there are zombies in Hollywood. This is not a drill, goddammit!
There's zombies in Hollywood. It's everyone on their cell phones. You know how people are on their mobile devices and they're looking. Those are the zombies of today.
And if you don't know what a zombie is, it is a walker. Or a biter, depending on what neighborhood you're from. Oh shit! My arrows.
That's true.
I recycle these.
They never actually in the original Night of the Living Dead, 1968. They never actually called them zombies. They called them flesh-eating ghouls.
What the hell are you talking about?
We're talking about movies. What are you doing, dude? I'm doing a show. Seriously.
Shows are over. The world is ending. There are zombies in Hollywood, and here they come now. Get down. This is not comedy. God damn it! And thanks for not saying crossbow.
Okay, by show of applause, I think we should just get out of here! Okay, so that's it for this week's live episode of PodCRASH. But I'm still sitting here with my friend I almost said Jess TP. Jess DP.
Jess TP, like STP?
Yeah, STP. Exactly, that's what I meant. I love STP. It's STP. I just remember the stickers from when I was a kid. It's motor oil.
Yeah.
I grew up in Detroit. We loved STP.
Yeah, you guys are all about those.
We're all about that. But Jess DP, my friend who I had sex with earlier in the show, if you were listening. And I just want to thank everyone for listening. You could support the show by going to sideshownetwork.tv/podcrash. And then from that, go to Amazon.com, shop as you normally would. Also, go to youtube.com/podcrashtv. Follow the Twitter @PodCrash Show. Follow me @that Chris Gore. Go to podcrash.net to get all the social media, all your PodCrash needs. You can find there. And just to remind you, the live show this Saturday, April 20th, 4:20 is our live Women on Trek show, which will be at iOS 6366 Hollywood Boulevard. You can also watch it live streaming online at youtube.com/podcrashtv. It's at 7:30. There'll be Tranya at Super Bar.
Yeah,
we're gonna have Star Trek related drinks in the bar, which will be a blast. Also, a couple other upcoming comic book live shows this Saturday is our Star Trek show where I'll be playing Khan. Then May the 4th, we're doing Star Wars. I think we're doing Star Wars episode.
May the 4th be with you.
May the 4th be with you. Star Wars episode 8. And then on June 15th, we are doing a Superman show, and I will be playing General Zod.
Yes.
Making a full General Zod costume. So you can get more information on that if you go to facebook.com/comicbooklive. Just look up Comic Book Live on Facebook. So it was really fun having you on the show.
Yeah, it was until it got awkward, but it's good now again.
Do you feel it was awkward during the sex or even just the talking about it?
I felt like it was more awkward during.
Oh, really? Oh, right. I don't know. I am also the kind of guy, because, I'm dating and hanging out with girls, and it's whatever. I hate being single, but like it's a thing where it's like, I have to get to know someone and be with them for a while before I even feel comfortable like getting to that point. Like, and I feel like girls in LA, they want to jump right into. They just want to get the clothes right off.
Well, it's some girls in different parts of the country. It's not just LA.
Oh, really? It's not just LA?
Well, I'm from Florida, so like the Miami.
Oh, really?
Yeah, same thing.
Oh, really? Because I feel like I want to get to know someone. I feel like I need to connect on a mental level before I can't. I'm not a guy that as much as like my Twitter feed would lie to you and make it look like I'm this cool guy. In fact, cool guy was taken on Twitter, so I had to go with that Chris Gore. But yeah, I just, I'm actually pretty just mellow, regular dude that just thinks weird, stupid shit and turned it into a show.
Why not?
Yeah, why not? So, Jess, and where can people find you?
Easiest way to find me is on Twitter @Jess_DP. It's JESS_DP.
And Jess does like graphics for PodCRASH. She's helped hook me up with some other shows on
other podcasts. You've like done like you edit all the videos. So when you go to YouTube, you know, you edit those videos and the the videos for Comic Book Live too. So yeah, and then you know, so we have a great working relationship in which sex is not a part of it
anymore.
And not anymore. Well, we got it out of the way. I feel like
we've moved on, and now we'll never have to bring it up again. Hopefully, please don't.
But the weird thing is, I've never had that tension. Maybe it's just because I feel like very professional. It's weird, like my first professional job, where I got a paycheck, not like a professional job that wasn't like a retail job or restaurant or whatever it was. I worked for Larry Flint in the magazine business. And I feel like because of the highly charged sort of the environment, like basically around a bunch of porn mags, I feel like that they were way more sensitive about issues that way. So like I never you've
been trained to not do that.
I'm trained to not do that. And then also like having a daughter, like, I don't know, like just like my brain just doesn't, no, I'm serious. Like having a daughter like that'd be someone's daughter. Like, so I feel like my brain is just wired differently. And I think of women not as holes to fill. Sometimes they can fill holes in my mind with their ideas.
There you go.
And I think that's a good note to end the show on. Thank you for listening. And one final thing.
Let's get out of here.
You drag that out of here and throw it on the fire. Nothing down here. All right, go ahead, Don, and give him a hand. Let's go check out the house. There's something there. I heard a noise. All right, Vince, hit him in the head, right between the eyes. Good shot. Okay, he's dead. Let's go get him. That's another one for the fire. Send the wagon through directly ahead. Keep those dogs back off of those things.
If you're still listening to this, you're probably a lot like me. You're the kind of person who has a very close female friend, and you don't think of women as sex objects. And if you think that way, then you and I are a lot alike, and I like you, and for that you shall be rewarded. If you would like to receive the PodCRASH Fan Club Kit absolutely free, it's easy. Just send a self-addressed stamped envelope to PodCRASH with that Chris Gore, 5042 Wilshire Boulevard, PMB 1500, Los Angeles, California, 90036. You'll receive the PodCRASH Fan Club Kit free in the mail. It's that easy. And if you keep listening, you'll hear a bonus show. That's right, a live bonus show. It was recorded at the Sketch Comedy Festival at I.O. West. And it was an episode of PodCRASH I kind of threw together at the last minute in which Tommy Bechtold, comedian, improv actor that I perform with in Comic Book Live, he unveils the ATX 1000, which is this mobile podcasting unit that I've used at places like WonderCon and whatnot. It's pretty cool. It's basically a rolling cooler, but it's filled with everything you would need for a podcast. Elizabeth Ebling actually helped me out, and we started out in the theater, and then I got in an argument with the people from IO West and got kicked out, and so I was rolling this mobile unit through Hollywood. I wasn't sure if the audio turned out. It actually turned out okay. I ran into my buddy Dustin Downing, who's a photographer who happened to be in the audience. So I took the audience with me. We rolled it around Hollywood Boulevard. So this is like a bonus episode. It's like 2 live shows in one. 2 live shows in one. I didn't really think I was going to run this. I don't think it's worth necessarily its own episode. But if you're someone that listens to the end of the show, you're getting a whole other show. And you'll hear my colossal disappointment that more people didn't show up to the show. But you're listening to it now. And for that reason, I really appreciate you. So thank you for doing that. Here it is, live from iOS, the ATX 1000 debut. Thanks for listening. Later.
You guys know who you're here to see. I'm not going to bullshit you. So give it up for PodCRASH with the Chris Gore!
Thank you, the few people in this audience. Obviously, I need to step up my game. Podcasts are now big. They're big, except for maybe my podcast. I have seen a lot of other podcasts on the upward trajectory. Huge podcasts. The Nerdist, he's got that geek thing going. Chris Hardwick. Great podcast. Adam Carolla's podcast, another great one. There's so many great big podcasts. And then there's my podcast. And I really feel like I've got to do something with PodCRASH, which you normally know is a podcast where you hear me as a guest on a different podcast. I thought that I would debut tonight something that a friend of mine, Tommy Bechtel, who's a performer here at IO West. He's a comedian, performer, also sort of a novice scientist, and he's created something that I think might actually change the world of podcasting and might actually take my podcast to the next level. So I'd like to bring out Tommy Bechtel for you. Thanks for having me. Good to be here. So I told you I needed something that would take my podcast to the next level.
You said dazzle me, I think were your exact words.
I did say dazzle. I did say dazzle and not bedazzle. Thank God. What have you come up with?
Well, Chris, I've come up with nothing short of the greatest innovation of 2013. This is a year where we are seeing an Evil Dead remake, so you know I mean business. All right?
Nice. What do you have for me?
Well, Chris, I may have created this, but I consider this to be your son. And every father knows the rules are they get to name their son. That's part of the fun of having children. In fact, maybe the only thing good about having kids is that you get to choose their name. So I didn't feel it would be right for me to name it.
I love this. It's amazing. It's like it's incredible. It's just like, I mean, it's mobile. You can move it around.
Yeah, careful.
It's got. Oh wow!
Oh,
Here, wait.
All right, let me just.
What does that do?
That just activated the internal sensors.
Whoa!
So if it gets
nice.
too hot in here, this thing will explode.
Right.
So be careful.
I noticed there's a camera here. Are we? Is this on the internet?
Yeah. This is probably a different kind of cam show than my normal viewers are used to seeing.
Whoa! I can see
I'm
you.
clothed.
Look at that.
So
that's
incredible. That's me.
That's amazing. It is. You did dazzle me with this. This is fantastic, and I really do like all the features.
Careful.
Oh, really? Okay.
If that hits too high of a frequency, this thing will explode. You might hear that as a common theme tonight. If you do things too much to it, it will explode.
Nice. Well, this is awesome. I'm so happy with this. We can go anywhere with this, can't we?
We can take this baby on the streets.
We can. I mean, like, there's a decent crowd here. We can all go outside together.
But Chris, please be careful.
What do you mean? What do you mean? Be careful.
This is an infant machine, and there are a lot of things that could go wrong.
Like what?
It could go haywire. It could develop thought and reasoning, and it might have desires beyond what we want it to do.
Oh, come on, it's cute. Like R2-D2 is cute.
R2-D2 was cute, but he also was responsible for killing a lot of stormtroopers.
That's
so
right.
If you think about that. He's kind of an accomplice in murder.
Oh, look, these are lights.
Those are bike lights.
Oh, that's not. Well, this will help us. This will help us when we leave this theater.
But Chris, I want to be careful. I don't know if we necessarily want to leave the theater. We have this nice thing
come
I
on.
spent a long time building.
Wait a sec. You didn't just make this. Look at this.
Well, those are our official drinks.
Oh my gosh, this is fantastic. You actually
have outside drinks in the theater.
What?
You can't have outside drinks in the theater.
You can't have outside. Well, Chris,
It's part of this unit. It's part of the.
We'll respect the rules, right? We'll respect the rules.
We'll respect the rules. We'll respect the rules.
Okay, all right.
You can't have outside drinks. Dude.
It's medicinal.
Come on. Lighten up.
If we don't drink these, we'll die.
No, it's my job on the line. It's not you just come here once a month or whatever.
This is getting heated.
Fine, then we'll leave. Let's go. We're taking it to the streets.
Please be careful. Again, I beg you not to do that.
Okay, wait a sec. So we just take this and we just put it down here?
That's convenient.
Oh my god, I love the cup holders.
Yeah, the cup holders are nice.
Whoa! It does move. It moves. Look at this. This is crazy.
Fully functional.
This is nuts.
Fits in the palm of your hand.
Excuse me, coming through. We're... Can you get it, Tommy?
Yep.
There, wait. I'll get one side, you get the other. We'll take it outside.
Right.
Yeah!
Nice.
We brought outside drinks to IO West and we're drinking them. I'm gonna be
We got shushed.
Really
We got shushed
I didn't
now.
mean to be shushed.
All right.
I'm sorry about that. I should have shushed.
It's the showman in him. It can't ever stop.
Oh, is that a robot?
Oh, that was 3D for you, so you normally have to pay extra for that.
Did we miss the show?
That is the show right there. The show is going on.
This is the show. We're taking it to the streets.
You're going to want to be a part
We're taking it to the streets. Let's go. Come on. We're taking it to the streets.
I think we should call him Crashy.
Well, let's see who we run into out here.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can drink PodCRASH drinks.
Pretty nice.
This is amazing.
It's a good deal.
Now, you told me also when I asked you to design this for me to make it whisper quiet.
Yes.
It doesn't seem so whisper quiet.
Well, here's the thing. The hydraulics that I use in the wheels are what's making it glide so easily. I could have gotten quieter wheels, but that wouldn't have...
Now, where are we going to take this? Where are we going to take the podcast? We can go anywhere with this, right?
We could.
We can go anywhere. All right, let's go up Hollywood. Let's go up Hollywood, see who we're into. Okay. Maybe we'll see some hipsters. We'll see hipsters. We'll see all sorts of people walking the streets. Hello.
Hi.
Like your dress.
New friends.
Nice. That was a cute top.
Yeah.
You think so?
Tops. I'm just hoping we see enough cute tops today.
Sure, yeah.
What's happening?
We're going this way. There's more light. There's more light this direction. So we're going to go in this direction because there's more light. We want the people that are watching this on the internet to be seeing this.
Yeah.
We've got a whole bunch of people at our Google Hangout. Isn't that what that is?
Everybody hanging out.
Watch behind you.
Careful, this is not an all-terrain vehicle.
I think no, it is all terrain. It is all
Okay.
terrain. It's the I'm gonna dub it the ATX Pod 1000.
I like that. I still call him Crashy. But that's because
I think Crashy is the nice name.
I've grown to love him. Hey! Come here. All right.
Hey, what's going on? It's a real moment happening. It's a real moment happening.
See you now. It's the mobile podcast. You're on it. We're going to make out. Hey. Just kidding, Mom.
We can cross streets with this. We can go anywhere in Hollywood. This is amazing. make some improvements.
Okay. Well, can I get a picture?
Oh, sure, yeah.
Oh, wait, one second.
Like it's actually working. Oh, wow, it's very windy. Thanks.
Are we really live, Chris Gore?
It actually is. It's live on YouTube. It's live on YouTube at this moment. Why not? We should talk. Dustin, you and I know each other from so many things. South by Southwest. Yes. South by Southwest is where we met years ago. And what I love about you, Dustin, you're fun.
I appreciate
you are
that.
you are a walking fun machine. You are.
Well, those are just rumors that are put out by my publicist. I'm really just kind of a droll person.
Well, I disagree. I think that you are very fun to hang out with. Which is why I knew you'd go along with my crazy scheme.
I love that I'm on PodCRASH in the middle of Hollywood right now.
Yeah, you are. This is all.
I really thought I was going to sit down calmly in a bar and get drunk, but no, I'm out walking around the crazy streets of Hollywood. This is a great idea.
There are drinks that can be had. Yeah, we can make it. We can make it. We can make it. It is making it. I do think that the whisper quiet needs to be addressed.
What exactly did you say?
Yeah, exactly.
Yes,
exactly.
Great.
WD-40's going to make it run just fine.
Yeah, I think we can do something with the wheels. And, yeah. Thanks, Elizabeth. Elizabeth is not pictured at the moment, but she's doing an amazing job piloting from the front of the ATX Pod 1000. Whatever the hell this is. Tommy, tell us more about the features on this. What else does it do?
Well, did you know that we're actually recycling right now?
Yeah?
That's right. Every revolution that this wheel takes can purify up to 1.5 milliliters of water that's safe for drinking.
Nice.
I did that. That spent $3,000 of our budget, to be fair, and that was an ill-advised expense. Let's see, what else do we have?
Sir.
Well, if I was to tell my mother where I am right now, where would I tell my mother to find me on the interweb?
Oh, youtube.com/PodCRASH-TV.
Done deal.
It'll be archived there, so you'll see it.
There's also multiple mounts for all of your technology.
Well, this is something of an experiment. I mean, this is the maiden voyage. I will say I would make some improvements. You know.
Constructive criticism never hurts. Should we go in the suit outlet?
Whoa, I could get a suit. I might need that if I get a job.
They're shutting it down.
Are they? They're closing. They're closing. No.
I needed a fake Sean John suit.
I think you should really take it into a bar.
Well, I wonder if I could really get this into a real bar.
I think we should try.
I think we should try.
Let's take it to a bar.
We should try. Let's do.
We are going to.
There's a bar.
There's a bar right
that
up here or the Popeyes.
Okay. There's a bar up here on the corner.
All right.
What bar doesn't
we
want
should
to
go
have
to that one?
The PodCRASH 6400 in their bar.
Yeah, whatever this is. Yeah, how many megabytes is it? You know, kids are all into the megabytes these days with the Xbox and PS3 or PS4. Yeah. How many megabytes is this?
This is actually measured in a new unit of measurement, playful bytes, which I designed. It's like erotic nibbling, like just a little bit of delicate playful bytes, and this runs on 300,000 playful bytes. Again, this probably cost way too much out of our budget, but I spared no expense. I wanted you to be happy, Chris.
Whoa! Can we get into a real bar? I don't know. I think we can get into that place, right? Let's try it, Liz. Let's try it. Let's give it a shot. What do we have to lose? We've already lost well, we haven't lost the audience. The audience is here. The audience. Nice.
We've kidnapped the audience.
Yeah, exactly. We kind of kidnapped the audience. Thanks, Dustin. All right. So
I gotta tell you, this is the best podcast I've been on all day.
Really?
Seriously,
Well,
all
thank
day
you,
long.
thank you.
All day long.
I didn't expect. Yes, I didn't.
my first.
I didn't know exactly what to expect.
As
but
a co-host of a show, I should have known not to ask that question.
That's
I let
okay.
us down
Right,
dark
right.
alley.
You're a great co-host.
I'm trying to get new to this.
Second best co-host I've seen today.
That makes me very concerned.
No, it's
now.
awesome.
You know,
this is kind of ridiculous. I'm going to be honest. I think it's kind of ridiculous. Don't you think it's ridiculous?
I think it's so ridiculous. It's so ridiculous.
See, I agree.
I don't think it's ridiculous.
You know,
I think a lot
the
of hard
guys
work
who
went
do
into
the
this.
valet parking here
I find some
are always really nice to me.
I feel like it feels
Like,
Maybe it's not.
watch your back, watch your back. Whoa. Okay, so what do you think? You think we can get in this bar with the ATX 1000?
I think we should ask the manager, James.
Yeah, let's find out. Let's find out if we can do it. Do you need to make some adjustments, Tommy?
Yeah, we should go into the back and make some more.
Oh, wait, no, I'm just going to turn the camera this way. So you're saying we can't get in here?
No, we can't.
Oh,
It's at
man.
full capacity. What
Hey,
can we
Mike
say? It's at
Esposito.
full-
Hey, look.
Hey, look, Mike Esposito.
What are you doing?
Punk cheeseburger.
I'm gonna cook cheeseburgers
Right now?
right now.
Holy crap, I want a cheeseburger. I want a cheeseburger so bad.
Looks like we might need some adjustments, though, so we should probably head to the back.
Well, let's just wave to the people inside this bar. Let's just wave to them.
What is happening here, by the way? Is this some sort of festival?
Yeah, what is this? It's the
Scripted comedy
Scripted Comedy Festival, which is happening now.
And through the rest of the weekend.
We're a part of it.
Yeah, to all of our
So, wow, that's amazing. Wow.
All right, let's head back.
Let's head back. Let's head back.
Okay.
You gonna head with us?
I'm gonna walk with you guys.
Walk with us.
So what do you think, Chris? Overall, what would you say of my prototype?
You said dazzle me. I have to say, I think you went beyond dazzling.
Okay.
You beyond dazzled me.
I feel good about that.
But not in a bedazzled way, which I'm a big fan of.
But I was willing to bedazzle the exterior, but you said no.
I would make some adjustments. I think that if it were on carpet, it would be quiet.
Yeah.
I'm gonna guess if it were on carpet,
I can
it
go
would be
back
a much
in the lab.
quieter unit.
I'm willing
But
to try.
I love the concept. I love the concept.
I appreciate that.
We got a robot coming through. Sorry, guys.
Tommy, you need to make any adjustments. We got to get through the crowd here. Excuse me. Excuse me.
I didn't get a ticket or anything, but I will.
With this other show's letting out, we should probably
Once
should
again,
probably
the timing
find
could not be better.
Exactly. The timing for all of this is amazing.
It's impeccable.
It's fantastic. I will say, yeah, I would probably, like, you know when you take like a bicycle out, you want to tighten a few things up?
Yeah.
Tighten a few things up. That's all it is. You just take a couple things to tighten
Okay,
it. And I think
alright.
it's very, it's
Close.
solid. It's solid. Are we ready?
Yeah.
All right. Coming through. It's coming through.
Okay. All right.
Well, I think we know what needs to be improved.
Almost none of it.
Yeah, almost none of it.
Get in there.
And we're back. We're actually back in the theater.
You know what I'm always
We made our rounds.
is people's willingness to move out of the way.
Yeah, you don't get a lot of that in LA. I think people are.
Just
There's a
generally
lot
seem
of.
upset.
There's a lot of. Here, can we grab the other? Wow, I gotta say, Tommy, you really constructed for me something that could use some improvements. I'd like to see, like any Apple device.
Yeah.
Usually, the second generation's the best.
Okay. Yeah.
What do you think?
I'm not devastated by that analysis.
I think you definitely dazzled, and I think that this is something unique.
I want
to see the next incarnation.
Next time there's going to be definitely like an electric toothbrush.
Right? I mean, I see the cup holders, though, I have to say, huge. I mean, amazing innovation.
Maybe
look at
a
this.
place for Kleenex in case you need to cry.
Right. Look at this. I think we could celebrate with a cigar.
Great.
Right? We could do a cigar here.
You can't smoke in here.
You
This
can't
guy's
smoke
got
in
all
here.
the rules.
You can't smoke in here. You can't. Apparently, you can't smoke in here. We can't even smoke. All right, I guess that's going to end the show.
That'll do it.
That'll do it. Thank you, Dustin. If I didn't run into you, there'd be no show.
We want to thank our guests: Crack Whore in the Alley, Dustin, James Grace, 2 Asian guys with Batman t-shirts, girl with the polka dotted dress, girl with the black dress. Black couple, one may have been gay, one was definitely straight.
There's a guy in a black t-shirt.
Guy in a black t-shirt.
And a guy with a mustache. There was a guy in a mustache.
Guy in no t-shirt.
Right.
Fancy mustache, casual mustache. All of our friends tonight, thank you so much for coming out. Of course, the LA Scripted Comedy Festival
will continue.
Yeah.
Thank you for the demonstration of what I will dub the ATX 1000.
And I call him Crashy.
Also affectionately known as Crashy. Thank you, Tommy. It really is a gift.
Thanks, Chris.
I appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Yeah.
So for real, Jess, you'd never fuck me.